Hello, welcome to ITV News Central. On the programme tonight, the wait is over, the envelopes are open. What next for our region's teams?
I came out with an A star, an A and a B. So honestly, I have no words to describe how I feel right now. It's amazing.
A bumpy landing as a pilot loses his false arm during a flight from Birmingham Airport.
The couple forced to jump from 2 floors up to escape a raging flat fire.
And on the hunt for the crooks selling this made-up makeup. In other news, one of Flybe's most experienced and trusted pilots lost control of a passenger plane flying from Birmingham after his artificial arm detached when he was coming into land.
A report into the incident at Belfast Airport concluded that none of the 47 passengers on board were hurt and the aircraft was not damaged. The pilot, who was flying the plane manually, said there was not time to brief his co-pilot to take control.
Flybe have released a statement saying safety was not compromised during the incident in February. Well, to find out a bit more, earlier I spoke to a trainee pilot who's learning to fly with a prosthetic arm. I started off by asking him to explain what happened as he understands it.
When we come in for a landing, we've got our hand on the control yoke, and what you do when you come into the landing, just before you touch down, you do what we call a flare, where you pull back on your controls so the nose of the aircraft lifts up and you land on the rear wheels and you just get a nice even landing, and at the same time you power down, so you take all power off. Now, what's happened to this chap is his prosthetic arm has come off at the flare position when his other good arm was on the throttle, ready to throttle down, and at which point he's come down with power on. So as soon as he'd landed, which has created a bit of a bounce because he landed with power, he's then cut the power off. But that was the right thing to do.
Now, you're training to be a pilot, and a similar thing, I understand, has happened to you during your training. What was it like for you, and did you feel like you could quickly get back the control?
Yeah, for me it was quite exciting and quite interesting. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, but I was actually trying to control the aircraft with my prosthetic arm while my hand was on the power. There's a similar situation to this pilot. It pulled my prosthetic arm off at 3,500 feet. We were perfectly safe. There were 3,500 feet below us. It was quite exciting and good fun. But that points out the issues that you know that you're ready for should they happen.
It sounds quite exciting for you, but for passengers, quite frightening. Should we be concerned?
No, you shouldn't be concerned. Fear of the unknown is perfectly normal. We're all afraid of the unknown. In fact, before I started taking flying lessons, I needed 3 weeks of hypnotherapy to get on an aeroplane.
Stephen, some people might be quite surprised to learn that there are pilots with prosthetic arms flying commercial aircraft. How common is it?
Commercially, I don't think it's so common. I mean, it does happen. There are people out there flying aircraft with prosthetics, but generally, people that fly with prosthetics fly with lower limb prosthetics. So, prosthetic arms, we tend not to find many pilots that fly with prosthetic arms, but definitely they are there.
Is there anything else that can be done to ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again?
Well, I would imagine now that the pilot is aware of this situation, it will become part of his pre-flight landing checks. So when he comes into pre-flight to pre-landing, he's got all these checks that he has to go through. He's checking all certain systems, and one of his checks will be that his prosthetic arm is secured.
OK, Stephen, thank you very, very much for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're taking a quick look ahead to the weekend, seeing which of the two is going to be the dry days, Saturday or Sunday, because we are going to see showers here in the West Midlands.